Good day everyone, I am Hanisel Sarmiento and I'm here together with Mr. Cano Dave Lopez to discuss the social literacy. Social literacy. It is the knowledge of how to behave and treat other people in a way that is morally upright, just, and equitable, with the view of promoting positive and productive relations that are free from unfair prejudices, hate, and discrimination. It is crucial in a person's success. The ability to communicate and voice opinions and thoughts of others is essential in learning. Firmly grasping social cues and norms is extremely beneficial in literally every single setting of our lives: school, home, work, clubs, and activities. Interacting with people, whether face to face or behind technology, we use our social literacy. Now, let's try to understand the descriptions given to social literacy by being morally upright. It refers to thought, speech, actions, and motivations that adhere to a standard of right and wrong. And just refers to speech, actions, and behaviors that are in line with the fixed standards. Justice, a system that promotes and rewards good and at the same time punishes wrongdoing. And equitable are the speech, actions, behaviors, and decisions that treat others fairly regardless of background or circumstances, not to be confused with equality, which connotes a fixed standards of treatment for all people. Equity seeks the good of others and labors to find means by which everyone gets what they need rather than simply everyone gets the same thing in the same amount. Social literacy is a student's successful performance and understanding of social skills and communication skills. It is the student's ability to connect effectively with those around them. Social literacy spans across interacting with peers, family, co-workers, teachers, and even people we may not have met face to face. Social literacy, from the perspective of the social cultural theory, is more than the ability to read and write, and more than mastering literacy skills. Children can learn literacy through social interaction between themselves and children, or adults in or outside of school. Adults can use books, games, toys, conversation, field trips, and stories to develop the literacy practices through fun. Several types of social skills that must be mastered for a child and even adult to be socially adept. The first step in social interaction is greeting someone. Greeting others is done not only with the words like hi or hello, how are you, but with facial expressions, tone of voice, and gestures, such as a nod or a wave. The nonverbal part of greeting someone is just as important as the words. It is not so much what one says, but how he or she says that lets people know that he or she is glad to see them. And in order to carry on a conversation, a child must be able to initiate, maintain, and close conversation appropriately. This requires good listening and attention skills, as well as the ability to take turns and probe for missing information to be a good conversationalist. One must observe turn taking and reciprocity. Once a conversation is initiated, it has to be maintained. And to do that, one needs to understand the audience he or she is talking to. A socially adept person quickly and unconsciously identifies and categorizes his listener, measures what he or she has planned to say against the anticipated response of the listener, and then proceeds alter or avoids what he or she has planned to say. For instance, a child must know that talking to authority figures is not done in the same way when talking to their peers. In other words, you can converse in a socially appropriate manner by taking the perspective or point of view of the other person or thinking the way they think. Empathizing means that one is able to feel what the other persons feel. Empathy allows one to really connect with other people. Children or people who lack empathy are often labeled as mean, unkind, or self-centered. Reading social cues is very important in a conversation. Cues are the hints and signals that guides us to the next thing to say or do. Social cues can be verbal or nonverbal. Verbal cues are the words that the other person is saying, and nonverbal cues, on the other hand, are the body movements, body orientation, nuances of the voice, facial expressions, details of dress and choice, and movement of object that communicate. Simply put, nonverbal cues include all the way you present and express yourself apart from the actual words you speak. Conversation also require that one previews or thinks about what effect the words or actions may have on the listener before she says or does them. If the impact will be negative, one can adjust what she might say or do. The problem solving. Problems and conflict are often a part of social interaction. Someone may not agree, get angry, insult, or become aggressive at something that one says. How one reacts to these conflicts depends on how good her problem-solving skills are. Conflicts cannot be avoided, and one often necessary clear the air, turning conflict from a win-lose situation to win-to-win situation is the best way to resolve a conflict. This requires negotiation and compromise, give and take that results in a situation where all parties can live with and help maintain friendships. Everyone makes social mistakes at one or another. A person with good social skills is confident enough to make a sincere apology for his or her error. Apologizing is a courageous act and is the quickest and easiest way to correct a social blunder. It is a sign of humble and mature character when one commits mistakes. Social literacy and technology. As technology begins to play a larger part of our daily interaction, the importance of social literacy increases immensely. Teaching students to become socially literate and how to express themselves correctly can help to prevent bullying over the internet. It can also aid students in handling their friendships and miscommunications better on or off the internet. Communicating through technology also becomes more frequent as students grow and enter adulthood. Being socially literate as an adult with technology, social networking, online courses, job interviews, a majority of interaction between adolescents is done through technology. If students are not taught at a young age how to be socially literate, they may find themselves at a disadvantage in the future. Almost every career today requires communication through technology. So why it is important? As we become more independent on technology, we are beginning to interact less with each other face to face. Social literacy helps prevent against bullying. When young people learn how to express themselves correctly, they will learn how to handle situations with teachers and peers in person. It is important to make sure students interact in groups. By working in groups in the classroom, the students are practicing social skills that can be applied within and outside of the classroom. And how can this be taught? Simply by modeling appropriate behaviors. A teacher can help the students learn social literacy. This should be taught to children through communication in order to obtain great social skills. This can be done by showing them how to interact with family, friends, and colleagues in and out of school. If students are exposed to social literacy, they will become more confident socially in and outside of the classroom. They will be able to voice their opinions through social literacy. So for my reflection, we discuss social literacy in this discussion. We discussed the social skills that humans should have or develop. I discovered that it is important to understand how we should interact with others, act appropriately in a particular place, or act in front of an individual, whether how professional they are or not. Additionally, social literacy is important because it teaches children the skills they need to interact with others and broaden their social circles. Anywhere you go, communication is essential. Being socially literate enables individuals to successfully widen their social circles and maintain such relationships, whether they are doing so at home, to communicate with family members, or at school to talk with friends. If ever everyone will observe and will seeking more knowledge to develop their social skills and apply to their lives, maybe better world is possible. And here's my references. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'll be taking the continuation of our report. Next is, how can this literacy be integrated in the curriculum or in the classroom? Discipline integration. Being attentive in classroom is crucial because it allows you to develop your social literacy skills through or by simply observation. The best method to integrate your social skill is to engage in discussion with other people, whether it is verbal or nonverbal, and to simply listen and absorb knowledge from your teacher and classmates. And now let's move forward to teaching strategies in social literacy. The first one is to think, pair, and share. This strategy is used to encourage oral communication. The second one is spelling list. Spelling list park keywords on the whiteboard for accusations, testing in pairs or by group, for them to practice their social skills, communication skills, and especially their teamwork. The third one is dictation. One of the best strategy for the students to practice while listening and writing. Next one is meaning analysis. It is a good way for the students to practice converting text to speech. Mnemonics. We all know that mnemonic is a device such as pattern of letters, ideas, or accusations that assist in remembering something. It is very crucial or very relevant to the students who are young or in such a young age. Next one is anagram and acronyms. This strategy is used for the students or the participants to create on their own or just by testing something. The next one is word accusation exercises. Best example for this strategy is by showing picture, and then the students will define what does the photo shows. Second to the last one is scaffolding, usually simple to complex. Exercises, letters, word phrases, sentence, paragraph, conversation, interview, debates, and essay. That is very relevant nowadays because it is the strategy that teachers is using nowadays. The last one is the reverse scaffolding. It is to commence with the challenge or to the unknown and encourage students for their self-discovery. Social activity on classroom. Social interaction in the classroom is crucial, and as a student, we frequently spend the majority of our time there, interacting with other classmates to show up who we are and what we can do, as well as to learn from what they can offer. If we cannot practice our social literacy, there is no point of coming to There is no point in coming to schools if we cannot improve or even just communicate with others. I believe that by simply listening and being aware on your society, on your surrounding, is a way of practicing your social literacy skills or being socially literate. Here is my reference. Thank you for listening.